Minnesota farmers are keeping a close eye on all of these numbers. Joe McCoy spoke to soybean farmers today to find out how they're feeling and coping. Joe?
Yeah, Julie, the farmers I talked with tonight, so their profit margins are already incredibly tight, so they cannot afford to lose their Chinese buyers. But one farmer I spoke with is in support of President Trump's plan, but he warns time is of the essence.
As a U.S.-China trade war hangs in the balance, Minnesota soybean farmers are waiting with bated breath to see if a deal is struck.
We're just never sure which direction that this is going to go.
Darren Johnson is a fourth-generation farmer and president of the Minnesota Soybean Growers Association. With planting season right around the corner, Johnson is doing everything he can to maintain good relations with Chinese buyers.
They are an extremely important trade partner of ours just because of the amount of volume that they take.
Soybeans are Minnesota's top agricultural export and total $2.4 billion in export sales annually. Currently, a quarter of the soybeans grown here are sold to China, which is why farmer Bob Worth says a deal needs to be struck soon.
I'd say if we don't have something done by the first part of July, it's gonna start really affecting us.
We allowed some countries to get very big and very rich at our expense, and can't let that happen. It's not a sustainable formula.
Worth supports President Trump's plan to rebalance America's trade agreement with China. But by July, he says farmers will begin making future deals for their crop. And if these sky-high tariffs from both countries are still in place, China will likely turn to South America for the majority of their soybeans.
We're okay with him getting it done, but he's got to get it done very quickly. The farm economy today is very difficult.
Now, China buys more American soybeans than all other foreign countries combined. The White House clarified today that goods coming from China to the United States are now subject to at least a 145% tariff. China's reciprocal tariffs on U.S. goods, Julie, that sits at 84% right now.
You know, and everyone is hoping for the sake of the country that this works out, but man, just not having any timeline is especially difficult for them.
Well, and especially because they're planting in just the next few weeks. They can't just, farmers aren't like, companies that can halt production. They have to plant, they have to go forward with their business as usual, but they're not sure what their pricing is going to be.
What that business is going to look like. All right, thanks so much, Joe.